Hello everybody, my name is Tenelin, and in this video we're going to be talking about how you can make a lot of gil in Dawntrail farming out materia with Spiritbonding. If you've been gathering for a while, you know that one of the best ways to get a lot of the gathering materia was with the legendary timed nodes, using a trick that allowed you to fully Spiritbond a set of gear in about 2 to 3 nodes. Well, in Dawntrail, that method has changed. In the 7.0 patch, they changed it so that legendary nodes no longer have an insane multiplier, and on average from my testing, it's somewhere between 7 to 10 nodes in order to Spiritbond. This change will most likely be a blessing in future patches, but right now I can tell you that it's hurting the supply and there is a gathering materia shortage. But that's what we're going to take advantage of, because while it is slower than it used to be, it only means there is less supply and it's driving the prices up compared to the previous expansions. If you saw one of my previous videos where I talked about what I was going to be doing in early Dawntrail to be able to make some gil, Spiritbonding was one of the methods that I was planning on doing. In that video, I mentioned that I assumed I'd be able to sell the gathering materia for about 30,000 gil each. Well, that was before this change. I have now managed to sell around 15 gathering and perception level 12 materias at the time of this recording for a whopping 250,000 gil each. The prices are honestly way higher than I expected them to be, but it was because we didn't expect this change. Now, if we do a little math on that, it's about 3 to 4 times harder to get the materia than it was previously, but the price is nearly 6 times higher than I was hoping for. So, it's still a fantastic technique, and honestly, it is a little bit better of a moneymaker than I expected. I've been farming via this method for a little while now, and I have made a couple million gil for very low effort, and the prices are still insanely high. I think at the time I'm recording this, they're still selling for about 190 to 200,000 each. I do think these prices will probably hold steady somewhere in the 30 to 50,000 range, just depending on how many people start doing this. So make sure you check your market board to get the current prices if this is something you're looking to do. I would not expect this to last forever, so let's get into it. Show you what you need to do to gear up so that you can take advantage of this method while it lasts. First off, you will need a full set of the new gathering gear with tools, and we're going to be setting up a very budget materia set. This means you're going to need your botanist and miner to level 100 as well. If you're looking to craft the gear yourself, check back in next week as I'm working on a beginner's guide to crafting the level 100 gatherer's gear, and that should be ready to go soon. For our melds, what do we actually care about? Well, this is actually pretty simple. We just need to hit the 4,480 perception to be able to gather the legendary nodes. That is the base requirement. So let's start with that. We're going to take a look at all of our gear and see which ones have available space that we can put in perception materia, and we're going to use level 10 perception materias, which are very cheap right now because we're just trying to take advantage of this. These are going to be temporary melds that we don't care about and we will eventually remove, because removing melds doesn't do anything to your gear. You're free to remove them. It may break the materia, but we don't care because we're using very cheap materia. Any gear that has open perception slots, which you can see here, it shows you how much perception you can fit into the piece of gear. You want to just go ahead and put the level 10 materia in, and as well, only use the guaranteed 100% materia slots. We're not looking to overmeld any gathering materia on this right now. We don't want to waste any of our time and money. Once you manage to get to that 4,480 perception, we'll want to also try to get 900 GP, and that'll just make it so that we can get 3 hits on our plus integrity skills, ageless words, or solid reason. This is because all we care about is hitting the node as many times as we can, because each hit will give us Spiritbonding. After you've managed to hit both of those, this is the most important step in the entire guide. Fill in the rest of your overmelds with any, and I literally mean any, odd number materias, the cheapest ones you can find. Piety, skill speed, spell speed, any of them. You must have your gear fully pentamelded to make this method work. Every additional piece of materia that you have in your gear will increase your Spiritbonding speed by 20%. So we have to have these fully stacked out with 5 materia in them each for 100% faster Spiritbonding. Once you've done that, you'll stock up on some cordials and spirit bond potions, and check out the alarm list in the description to follow along to all of the legendary nodes. Now keep in mind, you will only need a Spirit Bond potion and nothing else, because gathering only allows you to get a +5 boost to Spirit Bond via consumables or buff, and even the low quality Spirit Bond potion gives you +5. If this is your first time doing this type of gathering, all you need to do is get the alarm up, look at the teleport spot for the next node listed, go there and move towards the coordinates and just wait for the node to spawn. Once it does, all you care about is hitting the node as many times as you can. Make sure you're using your plus integrity rotation, the ageless words, and solid reason, and make sure you're checking to see if you get a wise to the world prop. As of right now, we don't actually care about how many materials we actually gather. You're just going to stockpile those for potential uses in the future when 7.05 comes out. Hold on to those, as they may be a moneymaker as well, just depending on what recipes come out for them. But for this particular method, all we care about is hitting as many times as we can. Make sure as you're doing these, you're checking your Spirit Bond menu often after every single node. I personally keep my materia extraction button on my hotbar as well, and keep it open at all times so I'm not overcapping spirit bonding between nodes accidentally. You can find the shortcut in your traits and actions menu, P by default, and then on the general tab on the left. As you get materias, especially the level 12s, you want to just go ahead and get them listed as fast as you can, and personally I am only listing in stacks of 1 as they are selling pretty quickly, because people are only needing a couple of them. List them as you get them and as fast as possible to make sure that you're getting the maximum prices, especially in these first few weeks when the prices are so high. If you are watching this in the future, I'm sure that this is still going to be a good moneymaker, just not as insane where you're making millions of gil for very low effort. It will still probably equalize down to the 30 to 50,000 gil range, like I said. If worse comes to worse and your materias don't end up selling, this is also just a great way to get yourself your own materia so you can work on getting your own gear pentamelded to prepare for future patches. I plan on having a full pentamelded set following the Teamcraft recommended build, which I'll link in the description, to get ready for any of the future patches and new content that we have. For example, in 7.05, we're going to be having the addition of the master recipes and being able to create the new combat crafted gear. And as well, I am super excited about cosmic exploration and interested to see what that's going to be all about. If it's anything like the Ishgard restoration, I'm going to have a great time. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my channel for other Final Fantasy XIV related videos. Have a good one.